Hello, everybody.
Hello, Michael.
Hello, everybody.
Happy Sunday.
Well, it's Sunday for us. I don't know what day it is for you. This is Folk and Acoustic Music, my radio show I do every Sunday on WLRN in Miami. If you're in Miami, 91.3 FM, or if you're at home, WLRN.org. It's a folk and acoustic music show, but I also bring you live guests, thanks to Daniel today. And today we have a lot of guests.
Daniel.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Today we have a lot of guests who are going to be at the South Florida Folk and Acoustic Music Festival next weekend. And that's Vinnie and Bill and Sarah, who will all meet in just a moment. They'll play some songs for us. And also Elyse. Elyse, do you play any music?
I do play music.
Oh,
I do play music.
Did you book yourself?
Absolutely not.
Are you ever going to book yourself?
No.
Well, you play more music than me, so good for you. Elyse is one of the board of directors
And
on the board of co-directors, and she chose a lot of the music. Incredible lineup, really. Here, where is it? Look at some of the people playing
Both sides of that.
here. On both sides. So here, look. Take a look, Daniel. See the artists that are playing. We have a minute and 20.
And then flip it over.
Let me flip. You got it? Yeah, I'll flip it over real quick. So look at even Joe Jenks. Raffles? Oh, that's not a band. Raffles.
No, but we just Bob
Could be.
Singer.
Raffle, that's
But
a good
Bob
name.
Singer just donated a beautiful banjo to our raffles.
Really?
So we have a travel guitar, a banjo, ukulele, and 2 other guitars for raffles.
And you have to be at the festival. You can't have people on Facebook. Can we get the raffles?
You have to be at the festival to get a ticket, but you don't have to be at the festival to win the banjo or the traveling guitar. We'll sell tickets and then we'll have people's names. So if you're not there on Sunday night when we pull, you can still win the banjo and the
Okay, that's enough. This
makes
is the
sense.
flyer for the festival next weekend. We have 20 seconds before we go on air on the radio show side of it. See, it's okay. You all ready?
Sure.
Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to Folk and Acoustic Music. My name is Michael Stock here every Sunday on 91.3 WLRN. Opening up the program, an instrumental from the Andrew Collins Trio. Their latest CD is called The Rule of Three, and that was called Contronym. And the Andrew Collins Trio is actually going to be in South Florida at the end of the month at the Black Box Theater at the Moss Center in Cutler Ridge, and also over at Penny Lane Music Imperium next weekend. We'll tell you more about that, more shows happening. In fact, this is like festival season now. Next weekend is the South Florida Folk and Acoustic Music Festival, no association with this show, but it's put on by the South Florida Folk and what used to be the Broward Folk Club, and we have 2 bands here, Vinnie Del Basso with Bill Ackerman and also Sarah McCulloch. But before we talk to them, Elyse is here. Elyse, your last name again? I'm sorry.
Brunt.
Elyse Brunt. And you're now, for the first time, on the board of directors of the festival?
I've been on the board of directors for several years, and I was on the board of directors many, many years ago as well.
And what's special about this year's festival?
Oh, this year's festival is going to be fabulous. As Michael said, I got to have a great big hand, as well as Arlene Boumel, who was here last week, and Tim LaRock, who is going to be on the show next week. The 3 of us went through all of the entries for performers. There were probably close to 90 entries. People from all over the country really want to come and play at this festival.
So you just chose out of people who applied to be on the festival?
Mostly, we had some people in mind in terms of our headliners that we actually reached out to. Joe Jenks is one of the headliners, and I actually saw Joe in Chicago last year before the other festival, and I said, Joe, would you be at the festival next year? And so Joe was probably the first one chosen, but mostly people applied. We had just a few of the people that we reached out to, but mostly they applied.
I also know some of the featured performers are going to be the winners of last year's singer-songwriter contest.
Yes, they are.
And I'm one of the judges, going to be there next Saturday at 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
for the start of the songwriting contest. So I know there's going to be like 12 finalists.
There are 12 finalists, and there were about 50 people that applied for the songwriting competition. There was some overlap between people that applied for both songwriting and performers, but we wanted to let the songwriting competition happen before we stole from them. So we have 12 people, again, from all over the country that are going to be in the singer-songwriter competition, and Michael and Susan Moss and Bob Lind, who was a headliner last year, are going to be the judges for the songwriter competition.
And the winners of last year's competition is going to be featured.
Yeah, so Sarah McCulloch.
Oh, Sarah, you won last year.
So Sarah, who won last year.
There was a top 3, and I was in the 3.
Yes.
Okay.
So Sarah, so there's 3 top, and so Sarah, Jane Fallon, and Lynn Biddick. And Lynn's coming from Wisconsin. I'm not sure where Jane lives.
She lives in the Tampa area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the 3 of them will be back this year, all featured performers.
I would think that having a folk festival during winter, you'd get a lot of people who want to perform here.
Absolutely. That's why we have so many. And because the folk festival, I've got some information this week. This folk festival has been happening since 1992. 1992. That's pretty incredible.
Do you know who started it?
I do know who started it. Oh my goodness.
I know Robbie was one of them.
Robbie was one, but Robbie wasn't the first person that started it. I need to look. While they're playing, I'll look it up because I have it.
He has long hair.
He has long hair.
I remember him.
Warren Vanderplate.
That's right.
Warren Vanderplate and another person that's a woman that I don't know her name because I don't know who she is. I wasn't around at that point. But they started it the first year, and then the next year after that, Robbie and some other people were involved. Then the board took over. And the Broward Folk Club actually started in 1989. Robbie started in 1988. It was incorporated in 1989. Festival in 1992. I just learned all this history.
Okay, well, just to put a cap on it.
Just to put a cap on it.
Just
right.
to put a cap on that, the Broward Folk Club and the South Florida Folk Club is now
one. Last year, they combined. And that's why we became the South Florida Folk and Acoustic Music Club. And we're actually working on getting some, we have events in Dade, we have events in Broward, but we're actually looking at expanding into Palm Beach and getting some more Palm Beach stuff going on.
We could talk all day, Elyse.
Let's get to some music.
Let's get to some music. First in the studio is Vinnie Del Basso and Bill Ackerman. And you've been playing, Vinnie and Bill, you played at the festival before.
Yes.
And
Yeah. We came here 2 years ago.
And did you're also both members of a rock band, the Broward Rockers. Did
Yes.
you become a folk duo so you could play at the folk festival?
I was folk before
Oh,
I was rock and roll. It started that way. Like a couple other famous, not me, but a couple other people that are well known.
Started as folk and then went rock and roll. I wonder who you're talking about. Speaking of which, have you ever seen Bob Dylan perform?
Plenty of times.
Okay.
Oh, lots of times. Yep.
You're a Bob Dylan fan?
Yes.
Is that why you went electric?
No, because the Beatles and the Rolling Stones probably.
Okay, well that's
first.
why Bob Dylan went electric, is because of the Beatles.
Yeah.
So that's Vinnie Del Basso, also Bill Ackerman. Bill, are your roots more in folk or more in rock?
First guitar was an acoustic, so I learned to love acoustic guitar, and then when I discovered electric, then it was no looking back.
No looking back. And so when did you pick up? When did you start this duo with Vinnie?
When we started the Broward Rock, or when he was, I auditioned for the Broward Rockers, I think about 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and then the pandemic hit, and we kind of sidelined it, and then we came back in 2020 when I joined the band. And then we've been just messing around with acoustic guitars ever since then. And he said to me one time, "You want to see if we could do the folk festival?" I said, "I used to play there." I'm like, "Sure, let's do it." So.
Oh, great.
I don't want to do it by myself, so I need a partner. So he's been perfect.
He's the lead guitar player.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does all the hard stuff. I strum.
What do you want to start off with?
It's called Winter Jacket, and it's perfect for this weather now.
That is perfect. Wow.
Yep. You ready?
Yes, take it away.
that the woman must be some kind of saint to get along with me. Since we've been together, it's a different man you see. I've fallen for an angel, and she's falling for me. Gonna take off my winter jacket, give myself a rest, and think of them warm summer nights I'll spend in your sweet caress. Never knew I'd get lucky, never thought my time would come. It was hard to tell if the hand I held would be a winning one. But you kissed me first and broke the curse that had its hold on me. Now I'm living my little life the way it ought to be. Gonna take off my winter jacket and give myself a rest, and think of them warm summer nights I'll spend in your sweet caress. I found me a love who's from above, who knows me through and through, doesn't need to hear me speak to know my love is true. She's my fire and she's my flame, she's the arrow in my valentine. Yes, I'm so glad we felt the same. Now we're two hearts of one kind. Gonna take off my winter jacket, give myself a rest, and think of them warm summer nights I'll spend in your sweet caress. So take off your winter jacket and give yourself a rest, and think of them warm summer nights I'll spend in your sweet caress.
Beautiful.
That was beautiful.
Live in the WLRN studio, Vinnie Del Basso and Bill Ackerman. Vinnie, you wrote that song.
Yes.
What a nice song that is.
Thank you, thank you.
Is it a new song?
No, it's not new.
Why hasn't it become a hit yet?
You tell me.
Vinnie,
Well, I only met Bill recently, so
Oh.
you know, last 3 years or so, 4 years. So
Does that song, do you do that with the rockers?
no,
Okay.
we just do cover tunes: Beatles, Rolling Stones,
Oh, is that right?
Chuck Berry.
How
we do
much?
all that stuff.
Well, I suppose the rockers get much more work than the duo.
Oh yeah,
We're booked all the way through 2025, so
Oh, is that right? You're booked with the
we have
Brown
New
Rockers?
Year's already.
we're in New York already,
Wow.
so,
Maybe it's the name, Vinnie Del Basso and Bill Ackerman. You need a better name than just your.
That's it.
I'm thinking about changing my name to Invoice.
Got a lot of
Raffles.
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 Raffles. Raffles, yeah.
Vinnie and Bill will be at the South Florida Folk and Acoustic Festival. At least, do you know what time they'll be? Well,
1:30 for us
what 1:30
Yeah.
and what day?
on Sunday,
On one-
February 2nd.
Yep.
Okay, so the festival is next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
Starts
Friday
at-
night, right?
Yeah,
So
it
it's-
starts. We're gonna have a song swap starting at 3 on Friday, and the music starts at 5. So from about 5 to 9, and David Roth and Mayor Wakefield and Nomad are our headliners on Friday night, and then on Saturday it starts at 10 a.m. with the singer-songwriter competition. It goes to about 9:30, and then Sunday it starts at I think 11:30 in the morning.
Well, it's so exciting. A lot of these people are just coming from all over the country to play.
All over the country: Chicago, Wisconsin, Cape Cod, the Carolinas,
Fort Lauderdale.
Texas.
Fort Lauderdale.
Aventura.
Even the songwriters in the competition, they're coming from
All over the place.
And
All
you
over the
you
place.
don't even pay them.
We don't pay them. We pay everybody else, but we don't pay them. And then on Sunday night, Sarah Lee Guthrie will be the headliner on Sunday night.
Arlo's
Arlo's daughter.
daughter.
Yeah,
Woody's
Arlo's
granddaughter.
Woody's
Yes.
granddaughter. That's pretty
Yeah.
special.
Yeah.
Is she touring? Do you know?
She's not touring. She has a new granola business, and we just called her and said, "Would you come?" And she said, "Okay."
Oh, great. And she lives in Sebastian?
No, she lives in Texas now.
Oh, okay.
She lives in Texas. She's coming from Texas. Kaya Hartwood is coming from Texas. Joe's coming from Chicago.
Does Arlo live in Sebastian?
I don't know.
I thought he had a place there.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's exciting, Sarah Lee Guthrie.
It is exciting.
I mean, that's. I know she didn't know Woody, but it's just an exciting connection there.
Oh yeah.
Also in the studio, who's going to be at the festival is Sarah McCulloch. Sarah, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
First off, last year you were one of the competitors in this songwriting contest.
Mhm.
Did you win that?
Yes, I was in the top 3 with Jane Fallon and Lynn Biddick. And yeah, it was fun. I don't envy those guys going on Saturday. That's so nerve-wracking to get up in front of those judges. So I'm happy to come back and just watch.
How did that change your life?
It was just really, it's just so much fun. It just, on a personal level, you feel like all your hard work is paying off, and I got to meet so many cool people at the festival last year. Lynn's going to sing with me on my set, come up and sing one of my songs and do some harmony. So you just make friends with everybody. And of course it helps.
You knew you were going to be performing because you won the song contest.
Yeah,
last
they
year.
reached out to me and asked me if I was interested. And I said, yes.
Yes. And also congratulations because you entered other songwriting contests. How many songwriting contests do you enter?
Not that many. I've done the Florida ones. I'm really done well in the Florida songwriting contest. I think it has to do with my Florida heritage and all of that. I have entered those big ones that we all see online, and I do kind of get like in the second or third. Like you do well, and then I haven't gotten farther than the second or third round. So it's nothing that I would boast about. I haven't won.
So is it? I mean, it doesn't. It builds your confidence in your songwriting contest.
Yeah.
But as far as a career goes, how do you parlay that into?
I just think every little bit helps in this business,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's highly competitive, and I really feel there's so much unbelievable talent out there. To win something, it is really something because it's just challenging. There's so many talented people.
You won the songwriting contest at the Will McLean Festival.
I did, and that I'm super proud about. That was for Florida specifically. Every songwriting contest is different, and this one, Will McLean is specifically for Florida, and I'm a Florida girl, have a really interesting heritage in Florida, so I'm super proud of that particular song for my family. Yeah.
Speaking of Will McLean, one of your stages, there's 2 stages at the festival.
There's 2 stages. There's the Gator stage, which is our stage for our national touring acts, and then there's Will McLean, which is our fabulous Florida artists. And so there's not a better stage, there's just a different stage.
There's also workshops.
There's workshops. There's 2 workshop tents. We actually have a company called Lesson Pros coming from Minnesota. They'll be at our festival, and they'll be at the Everglades Bluegrass Festival. They're coming all the way from Minnesota to do workshops. And then we have workshops.
What kind of workshop? Does Lesson Pro?
Lesson Pro, they're doing free guitar, mandolin, something else workshops.
Oh, playing
workshops. And then they're also hosting. We have 2 acoustic open mics, one on Saturday and one on Sunday at 4 o'clock, and they're hosting those open mics. They'll be all acoustic, but they're going to host those. And then we have a workshop tent that's going to be like all of the, performers are doing workshops. David Roth is doing a workshop, Joe Jenks. Those people are all doing workshops. And then we have a jam tent. And the jam tent is, again, themed jams. Like, whether it's old time jams or blues jams, or Carla Albrecht is doing a funny jam. So everybody's kind of got their shtick, and they're doing, so we have the jam tent all day, the 2 workshop tents, and then the music. And then there's those of us that are diehards that are going to be camping there.
Real quickly, and the main stage, both stages are undercover.
Yeah,
Under
the entire rodeo
Knock
is
on wood.
undercover. Okay, it could rain and it doesn't rain in the rodeo grounds.
Okay. Sarah, didn't mean to interrupt you there.
It's okay.
I want a song from you too.
Okay, sure. Well, we gotta arrange ourselves here a little bit. Yeah, I would love to play you guys a song. I have a new album out. I have 3 albums and a new album out. Is this okay, Michael? Do I need to push this up any, or am I okay?
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll tell you, you can move back a little bit. Move back.
I can turn this one too toward her.
No, that's fine. Leave it. That's fine for now. Good. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking me to play a song. I'd be happy to. I have a couple albums out, and I'm gonna selfishly play a brand new one that's never been recorded because I just, as a songwriter, you get kind of bored with your own stuff. So here's a new one. It's called Feels Like Friday, and I thought about it on the way down. I said that's a perfect song because it's for the folk festival starting on Friday. So here we go. It's a little old pop song. When the clouds roll back and the stars appear, I wanna hear you whisper in my ear, everything's okay. After a long hard day, when I'm real low down with those Monday blues, and I got a million things to do, well I always find, oh, when you're on my mind, that it feels like Friday. Oh, it feels like when I'm thinking of you. Oh, it feels like Friday, shiny and new. When I'm thinking of you, when the weekend's over and back to school, and I don't want to hear the rules, I just close my eyes. And it's Friday night when the weight of the world feels like a big balloon. Then you tell me that you'll be home soon, well I hold it high, oh, and watch it fly, and it feels like Friday. Oh, it feels like when I'm thinking of you. Oh, it feels like Friday, shiny and new. When I'm thinking of when I'm thinking of you, oh baby, when I'm thinking of you, when I'm thinking of you, oh baby, when I'm thinking of you. When the clouds roll back and the stars appear, wanna hear you whisper in my ear, everything's okay. After a long hard day. So we can't wait till Friday.
Sarah McCulloch, live in the WLN studio. Sarah, that's just beautiful.
Thanks.
And it's so exciting because I know a little bit of your story, and you're a relatively new songwriter. When did you start writing songs?
I don't, years and years ago in my 20s, but then I put it away for a long time and got serious about it probably 10 years ago.
And for that particular song, was there a muse? Was there?
Wow. Yeah, I would love to. I mean, I am passionate about my songs. I'll be here all day. In a synopsis, I just was talking to a guy, and I was ready to talk to him again, and I was going to talk to him on Friday, and it wasn't Friday yet, but I was thinking of him, so it made me happy, and I went, oh, this is a song, feels like Friday. So it started out with a little chorus, and then I just built around it. So
Oh, sweet. So
Yeah.
it's a new song. So this guy is a new.
well, you don't want to know about my personal life,
Okay.
Michael. I'm very private about that,
All
but
right.
yeah, it was a guy that I was talking to. We'll say that. Yeah, it's fun.
Would the guy know who it is that you're singing about?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, I think he would.
Does that
yes.
make you feel okay? Is it?
Yeah, it's fine. Hey, he's not getting a co-write on it or anything like that. As long as he's not maybe I should keep it all a secret. They're going to start coming after me for my money
No,
that I'm not making.
So is that planned for an album? You have an album? planned?
I would like to record that as soon as I can plan for recording. I don't have any plans to record yet. So my producer, Jim Bickerstaff, I'll see him again at Will Fest coming up and hopefully talk to him and get some. I have about half a dozen. The problem right now is that that's a real poppy kind of a song and the other ones are definitely more country. So it's just always a struggle to get. My songs are a little varied at this point with the genre.
No folk songs?
I do have some. I would say I have a folk one on there. I have about half a dozen. I've got about half the songs for a new album. I'm not quite there yet. So, but I'm hoping to do
So
some
that would be
recording
your
soon.
third album in what?
Fourth. It'll be my fourth. I have 3 albums out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've done 2 in the last 2 years. I've been at, I don't know, breakneck speed here. It just
Yeah.
seems to be you take advantage of it when you get the inspiration. So.
Sarah McCulloch's here. And Elyse?
I just have to say something. Folk. So I was asked this week, what is folk?
Uh-oh.
So what is folk?
Big question.
So wait a second. You said that's pop and the others are country. And then I have folk songs. I don't know. Is pop not folk? Is Taylor Swift not folk? Really? Look,
Elyse,
listen to her. Listen to her Tiny Desk concert, and she's all folk.
Right.
Pop is pop not folk? Is country not folk? Isn't it all folk? Isn't folk what we all of us folks like to play and listen to?
So what makes this folk festival different from all the other festivals?
So I say because we are more eclectic than the other festivals, because we have jazz, the JECC, the Jazz Education Community Coalition is playing, Suzuki Jamboree is playing, Bill and Vinnie are playing, Sarah's playing. We have Daryl Arnold who plays blues. So we have jazz and we have blues, and the Killbillies are coming and they're playing bluegrass, right? So what is folk? Isn't all of this folk?
I think I think the folk and renaming it folk and acoustic music, that was brilliant because to me the common
really
thread is
covers
the
everything.
acoustic the acoustic instruments.
Hey, that was my idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Was it Michael? That's
Honestly.
Well, Michael is the folk and acoustic,
Well,
Michael
listen
Stock folk and acoustic music show. So
I guess-
yes, we
I guess-
definitely
I guess
took
we're
that
folk.
idea.
Yes.
So that was my thought when you said that.
fucked up.
Immediately was like, wait a minute, why
Well-
couldn't they all be on the same album? Because they're all folk.
and they probably will be realistically.
Sarah, when is Sarah going to be at the festival?
Sarah is going to be.
Do you know Sarah?
2:30 on Sunday
2:30 on Sunday?
That's
on the Will McLean stage.
The Will McLean stage. And,
because Sarah is a fabulous Florida
musician.
artist.
Vinny, do you consider yourself a Florida artist now?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
New York all my life, but 12 years now. I'm losing my voice.
Is there, well, you play rock and roll, so you know that folk, you know the rock and roll scene. And Bill, you play folk too, I guess.
I do. I try to get to as many open mics as I can.
Yeah.
And I'm playing down at Robert is Here and other places too with strictly acoustic.
Yeah, he's solo acoustic. He does
You sing as well.
Yeah.
everything.
Okay. Well, Vinny and Bill, let's have another song then. Cool.
All righty. See if I get my voice back.
Yeah, what happened to your voice?
I don't know.
And I was thinking on the song that you just did, Sarah should have been doing harmonies because I was thinking
I was
with
over there singing a little
with
bit.
Sarah's
And
voice.
I-
I was thinking of
And me
her
and Bill
doing harmonies on
probably
it.
wanted to play some background.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
And that's
guitar
the
on
other
it.
thing that makes
Just in
folk.
case-
Everybody
just in
playing
case you were
together.
wondering.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Who's over there singing?
This song is called 40 Links of Chain, and
a while ago I heard a song called Joe Turner's Blues. It goes, here comes Joe Turner with 40 links of chain. And I just like the name. 40 links of chain sounds like a real, prison thing, slave thing. So I looked it up, and sure enough, it was some sheriff in Tennessee that would actually chain 80 prisoners to 40 links of chain, which can't be much. So it had to be like really.
Yeah. I mean, there's like a chain gang, and I guess between each prisoner is 40 links?
No. You take 40 links of chain and put 80 prisoners on it, so they
Wow.
all be stuck with each other.
Okay.
So it's a terrible thing.
And you
And
have to escape en masse.
so I'm using for a metaphor for our existence now, actually. 40 links of chain. 40 links of chain. 40 links of chain. You don't think you're shackled, brother? You better think again. 40 links of chain. Everything you own. Everything you own. Everything you own won't be yours for long. 40 links of chain. Everywhere you go, everywhere you go, everywhere you go, you won't go no more. 40 links of chain. Boss man's got a diamond-studded horseshoe-shaped pinky ring, and all you got is a carrot dangling on a string. 40 links of chain. You got to free yourself. You got to free yourself. There's only you and your God and no one else. You got to free yourself. You got to break those chains. You got to break those chains. It might be hard, but go that extra yard. You got to break those chains. 40 links of chain. 40 links of chain. You don't think you're shackled, brother? You better look again. 40 links of chain. 40 links of chain. 40 links of chain. Woo.
In the studio with Vinnie Del Basso and Bill Ackerman. Both will be playing next week at the Folk and Acoustic Music Festival at the Bergeron Rodeo Grounds in Davie. And Vinnie, you wrote that song as well. Do you have an album out with Bill?
No.
Oh, no plans?
We'll probably we record things and stuff like that, but nothing.
Okay.
No plans for an album. We're more of a live performing act.
Okay.
That's our art.
Act is the right word.
Live.
Bill, it says on your press release here that you've done a lot of work as a sideman and also played at the Woodstock 30th anniversary show.
I did.
Where was the Woodstock? Was that the one in Woodstock?
On the original site.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was awesome.
Who did you play?
Scary to death.
Oh really? Who'd you play with?
I played with a band called the Will Hoppy Band. Will is a songwriter in New York, and we've been friends for years. And he's got 5 or 6 CDs out there, just fabulous stuff. And he asked me if I would do the show with him, and we opened the show for like Reba McEntire, and there were 7 or 8 other acts that day. But it was amazing because you're standing on the stage and you look out at the hill where I was not allowed to go when I was 15 because my mother caught me on my way.
Oh really?
And,
You tried to go?
I tried to go. I was only lived maybe 2 hours away from there.
Ooh.
So anyway, so you're sitting there and we're trying to concentrate on the songs, and the people are coming over the hill. So we started probably with, I don't know, maybe 1,000 people. By the time we finished our set, there had to be at least 15,000 people that had come in on top of that. So it was just
Cool.
So you said that made you nervous more than excited, or?
no, it was everything. It was exhilarating, and you know, my youngest son was literally 6 months old at the time, and we came off the stage, and German MTV grabbed me and said, "We I want to interview you. Come into the tent."
How exciting!
Yeah, it was fun. It was an event to remember forever.
And you're going to be at the folk festival next weekend. Have you been to other festivals?
As a performer or as a
performer?
yeah, as a few things in New Jersey and New York over the years. A lot of times we were busily playing actual gigs, you know, and they would coincide with the weekends with other things going on. So we really didn't get a lot of chance to do any extracurricular stuff.
Was music always a side gig for you? Was this full time?
It's funny. I had a full-time. I did full-time for many years, which I retired from a couple of years ago. But I regularly played 4 to 6 nights a week.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he likes to go out
Yeah.
a lot.
So you do that. You're retired now, but now music is
Now
still
music is
is 100%.
I help my wife out with her business too, but I just that my passion is playing guitar and singing. So.
Sarah McCulloch, who's also here, is going to be at the festival. Sarah, I first have to say I admire you because you said you put down songwriting for quite a long while. That's because you became a mother to an autistic child. Do you have more free time now?
Yeah, he's 20, and he's not as high need, so I have more time.
And your husband had left you, so you really had no choice, I guess, in your path.
I
there.
had to, yeah, survival.
Yeah.
Best thing that ever happened to me, because you know, both of them, him leaving me and my son being autistic. Really, the autism is interesting thing. There is something about his our closeness that helps me with the songwriting for sure.
How is it you say it's the best thing that happened to you?
Well, well, this is a long philosophical debate. You know, like I always say, you know, in the Bible it says, Jesus said that the kingdom of heaven is within. And when everyone was going through COVID and whining about having to be inside, that was my life to begin with. And it makes you go within, you know, the kingdom of heaven is within. So all that songwriting, you have to turn inward. You get some inspiration from your environment and that, you know, that hook, that line you get from, you know, interaction or what have you. But to do the work of it, you have to go within. And it's like a kind of a meditation, and you have to spend some time alone. I don't know how people do co-write. I don't know if I'll ever be a co-writer because it's a very, you know, spiritual process for me. I get things in bits and pieces and I have to know where they go in the song. But my son's autism helped to kind of isolate me in a way that brought that out.
Is he a fan of your song?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he actually likes that one I just sang, and he likes another one that I just recently wrote. Yeah, you can tell the ones that my son is pretty nonverbal, so it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but you can tell the ones that he likes and the ones that he doesn't like. And we've come a long way. He used to take the guitar out of my hands 10 years ago and try to put it away. So yeah, he likes it, and he'll be at the festival. He comes with me.
That kind of also limits your touring.
Right, that is a problem. That is a limitation. Yeah. So yeah, that's something I have to overcome. But you know, the songs keep on coming, and that's what I'm doing.
So you're making the albums.
Yeah.
Usually comes when you make an album, next thing is logically to tour with the
Right.
album. So how are you getting those albums out?
Touring around Florida, and the albums just go out. They just go out. You go in
Okay.
and you record them, and it's easy to put an album out. You just, it's not easy financially. You have to save and do all of that and everything. But luckily, I've been able to keep going. And yeah, I tour around Florida though. I toured to Tampa. I toured to White Springs. The folk community has been absolutely wonderful to me. And again, I really am thankful for my heritage and being a native Floridian and all of that good stuff, because I feel very embraced by that. So that yeah, so I tour in Florida.
Well, let's have another song, Sarah.
Okay, I didn't know what else to do. I have
You only came here to do one
no,
song?
no, not at all. No, I just I just don't know what. I think I've done Everglades City before.
That's the last time you're here. That's one that won the Will McLean
This one
Festival.
Will McLean, but I've already done Everglades City on your show, so I think I'm going to do a different song called Barely Hanging On. That is on my last album called Driving Me Home. This is my commentary on how fast the world is going and how unprepared I feel for it. I still pick up hitchhikers, even though I shouldn't. It's a wonder I survived my younger days. How I love the bikers, something about an old man who is past his time and never changed his ways. If you're cold here in the sun, then you're not the only one who is mourning a world that's dead and gone. This game of life we play gets faster every day, and my ragged thread I'm barely hanging on. It's a world that's built for speed. We push a button for our need, and we argue who's asleep and who is woke. But we can't hug the screen, and we don't know how to eat when we're hungry, and the microwave is broke. If you're cold here in the sun, then you're not the only one who is singing an unfamiliar song.
Sarah McCulloch. Live here in the WLRN studio. Sarah, another beautiful song. I imagine someone else singing these songs.
Have at it. I'd love that.
Yeah,
You know anybody? So
would be
far, I'm
great.
the only one singing them.
So you write them for yourself. You don't write them with.
I would like for someone else to sing that song.
Yeah.
For sure. I think there's some songs that could definitely be for other people, and some that are probably. I don't know if anyone else is going to sing my song about my father, Sawmiller's daughter, that kind
Yeah.
of stuff, you know. But yeah, I would love that.
Vinny has. Do you keep that in mind? Do you ever imagine someone else singing your song?
Well, if I do another song, I have a whole story about it.
Oh, do it. Let's do it.
Oh, okay. It's called "I Can Do No Wrong," and I don't. Do you know Valerie June? She's one of the new women out there. Black. She's a
Sounds
really
familiar.
country
Yeah.
folk
Yeah.
person, and I fell in love with her when I first saw her, and I started writing this song with her in mind, and I wanted a female voice on it. So I went to two of female singers that I'm friends with, and they never came back with anything. Then I gave it to Dari Ramos from At the Starlight.
Very good.
The next day, I sent her like a rough demo I did on my phone, sent it to her. She came back the next day with it, and it was so freaking beautiful. I was like, it blew me away. And then she started playing it with the band. So it was like, wow.
No, great.
And then last year, I was invited as a special guest to do it with her on the South Florida Folk Festival.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah, well, you were there because I remember this. I forgot the last verse because I don't play the song usually, so I forgot the last verse. So, and we were just going. I said, "Can we stop? Can we stop?" And we did. And I saw you out there. And went, "Oh, Michael." So we did it. So we stopped it, and I finished the last verse. And then on the edit, I was able to
Sure.
chop that all out, so it's almost a smooth
Okay.
thing.
Well, you're not supposed to tell people that story. That's
Well, hopefully it doesn't happen today. But
So this is the song that they covered. The Dari
Yes.
and the.
Yeah.
Are they going to
At
be
the
at the
Starlight.
festival?
They're not going to be at the festival. They might come to the festival. She's been there every year. So I don't know if she's coming to the festival or if she has other gigs.
Okay.
But they're not playing at the festival this year. They'll probably
Hopefully
apply,
next year.
apply to play next year.
Well,
They're great. They're all around town.
Okay. Well, let's hear this from Vinnie Del Basso.
yeah,
Bill
and
Ackerman.
they have a song that I totally love called "Dancing Through September," and the video is beautiful. That's how I fell in love with them. So
What's the name of the band again?
At the Starlight.
At the Starlight.
I know
that's
it's you'll get used to
No,
it.
I like their
Yeah,
band.
they're unbelievable.
Yeah, but it was amazing what she did. So thank you, Dari. And this is. Oh, and also when I gave it to her, I was doing a double negative. I was doing I can't do no wrong. So when she sang it back to me, it said I can do no wrong. So I went, you know what? It sings better as I can do no wrong instead of the double negative. So I have to
That's
thank
so
her for that
very
too.
good, very
okay. Now I gotta mix it up. Baby, when I'm with you, I can do no wrong. Baby, when I'm with you, I know that I belong. You laugh at all my jokes. When I sing, you sing along. Baby, when I'm with you, I can do no wrong. You don't care about my money, about my kind of car. You always tell me, honey, stay the way you are. You only want my body and a big piece of my heart. When we're close together, no one tears us apart. Well, time is what you have for me, no matter what you do. You never make excuses, you're the truest of blue. You never have to say I'm sorry, tonight I gotta wash my hair. I never need a rain check, I know you'll always be there.
baby, when I'm with you, I can do no wrong. Baby, when I'm with you, I know that I belong. You laugh at all my jokes. When I sing, you sing along. Baby, when I'm with you, I can do no wrong. Well, love is the greatest drug the world has ever known. You'll never be lonely, even when you're all alone. And every drop you give to me, I'll give you 20 more. And every time you hold my hand, I'm better than I was before. 'Cause baby, when I'm with you, I can do no wrong. Baby, when I'm with you, I know that I belong. You laugh at all my jokes. When I sing, you sing along. Baby, when I'm with you, I can do no wrong.
In the studio with Vinnie
got
Del
through it.
Basso. That's it.
I didn't mess it up.
Vinnie Del Basso and Bill Ackerman. I love the simple songs. I mean, they convey a lot, and they're very simple songs. So,
You know, that was the intention of the song, actually, when I wrote it. To keep it real simple.
and we're running out of time. Sarah, did you want to do another song?
If we have time, sure.
Michael, can I just talk about tickets for 1 second?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so for people that love this music and love all the music that Michael plays, and I know Michael's going to play some of the other artists from the festival today on his show, and you want to get tickets. So if you go to sffolk, sffolk.org, not .com, .org, you can get tickets. Advanced ticket sales are going to end today at 6 o'clock. So if you don't get your tickets now, you're going to have to wait till Friday night to get tickets at an increase in price at the gate. So you want to get tickets today.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And where do they get tickets?
They get tickets at sffolk.org. That's our website, and you can find out all of the performers and the bios for all the performers and listen to music from everybody. When you go to the website, you can see here's the schedule, here's who's performing, there's tickets, all that stuff.
Has anybody contacted you especially excited about a specific artist?
Us.
No.
I have some people that said I definitely need to be there on Saturday to see Joe Jenks or on Sunday to see Sarah Lee, or I have somebody that's coming on Friday just to see David. So, so different people are into different music. Most people they're coming to just be at the festival and kind of have that eclectic feel. So not necessarily in terms of one specific artist.
Okay. No,
Yep.
because I mean, I saw Ann Hills on the.
Oh,
the
yeah,
list.
so-
I haven't seen her in a long time.
And she plays with David Roth, so I'm sure that Ann will play on Friday night with David, and David will play on Saturday night with Ann. So, there's a lot of cross-pollination that goes on.
Amy Carol Webb.
Amy's probably not going to be at the festival this year. She was at the festival last year. She might come. I don't know for sure.
You have a policy of not having artists 2 years.
We
in a row.
generally don't. There are a couple of artists because we had a couple of people drop. But in general, we generally don't have the same artist from one year to the next.
Is Rod McDonald going to be there?
Rod McDonald will be there, and Jack Williams will be there on Sunday. I'm so excited. I haven't seen Jack in a while, and Rod McDonald just played at Luna Star last month, and he was just phenomenal. He has brand new songs,
Rod is very special.
and he's very special. So
Well,
we're
let's-
excited. So
and-
let's have time for Sarah.
Let's have Sarah sing a song, Sarah.
I'm gonna
Thank
do
you
it real
so much.
real fast. How much time do we
Well,
have?
no, we have 5 minutes. 4
Okay,
minutes.
well, it's kind of a long song. I'll do my best. Here's my new song. It's called Don't Blame the Cowboy. It's one of those songs where it's just whatever the song means to you. It was late night, Halloween. I was playing downtown St. Augustine. There she was, sucking on a cigarette. In the corner by the stairs, dressed like Mae West in Western wear. She took a little drag and then she said, "Don't blame the cowboy or that horse he rode in on. They're just a couple of wranglers, not a real of stragglers tagging on with the show. She sized me up from side to side. She said you've got big dolly vibes, but what you gonna do about your degree? She nodded towards the barkeeper, said maybe you could just work here, 'cause I need another whiskey, please. And don't blame the cowboy or that horse he rode in on. They're just a couple of wranglers, not a real rodeo. Don't blame the cowboy or that horse he rode in on. They're just a couple of stragglers tagging on with the show. I headed up for one more song, turned back around and she was gone, just her smoke hanging in the air. I asked the waitress who that woman was. She just shook her head and shrugged, pointed to her vintage picture hanging there. Don't blame the cowboy or that horse he rode in on. They're just a couple of wranglers, not a real rodeo. Don't blame the cowboy or that horse he rode in on. They're just a couple of stragglers tagging on with the show. It's been 20 years since I've seen that ghost, heard that voice and smelled that smoke. But now I've got a few songs I wrote. In fact, I'm doing more than fine. Just wish I could go back in time and thank her for the little love. Don't blame the cowboy or that horse he rode in on. They're just a couple of wranglers, not a real rodeo. Don't blame the cowboy or that horse he rode in on. They're just a couple of stragglers tagging on with the show. They're just a couple of stragglers tagging on with the show. That makes me think of Bergeron Rodeo Grounds next weekend, so don't blame the cowboy.
That's the South
We'll
Florida
see you at
Folk.
Bergeron Rodeo Grounds.
And Sarah, real
Yeah.
quick, where can people find out more about you? Do you have a website?
SarahMacMusic.com.
Sarah Mac
Sarah
Music?
with an H, M-A-C, music.com.
And Vinny, how can we find out more about you and the Rockers?
Facebook, Broward Rockers.
Facebook,
Broward Rockers.
Broward Rockers.
Yep.
And more information about the festival.
sffolk.org, and you can find whenever they're doing shows and so many other shows on our website. There's an event listing, and when anybody that's playing out there, let me know, because I'll put it up in our event calendar. And just want to mention the Kennedys are coming February 15th. We're doing a concert for the Kennedys. Friction Farm will be February 8th at River of Grass, and Ellis Paul will be March 16th.
Oh, some great
So we
folks
have,
coming to
so
town.
we have, and Verenu is going to be February 22nd.
Verenu?
Verenu is a duo. I'll tell you about them.
Okay.
So they're wonderful, and so almost every weekend in February and March, there's going to be some kind of folk concerts, and all of those are going to be listed on our website, sffolk.org.
And-
Get your tickets today.
Yeah, Elyse, can I we're doing a free concert at TY Park on March 14th
And you just
Friday,
need to
March
let
14th.
me know, and I'll put it on the website as well.
6 to 8 p.m.
Well, you just rented out a bench?
No, the
Music Club of Hollywood.
right.
You have to rent them?
The music club, the Friends of T.Y. Park and Music Club of Hollywood are putting this on.
I see.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
great. So there's a lot of stuff going on.
And the Music Club of Hollywood has a whole folk series that all their dates and stuff are on my website as well.
Okay.
Stop by and see me at Luna Star every once in a while. Drop in.
That's Bill.
And Bill's always there.
All right, well, great. It's so great having you all here. Sarah's
Thank
great
you,
seeing
Michael.
you
For having
again.
us.
Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you, Elyse, for what you do at the Broward
Yes.
Folk Festival.
Thank you,
That's
Daniel.
next weekend.
Yes, and thank the cameraman too.
We
Thank
have
you.
one more hour to go here on folk and acoustic music. I'll start the next hour with Joe Jenks, a song about Pete Seeger that he's going to be at the festival. Joe Jenks will be at the festival next weekend. This is folk and acoustic music. My name is Michael Stock, here every Sunday on 91.3 WLRN and HD1 Miami Fort Lauderdale, 91.5 WKWM and HD1 Marathon Key West, 105.5 WOLL HD2 Hope Sound, and 101.9 NPR for the Palm Beaches. We'll be back with Joe Jenks right after these messages.
And by the Palm
All right.
Awesome.
Right.
We need to get a group picture.
The Palm Beach Quakers are
Jamie
known as
Granger,
an open,
1 o'clock on
affirming, and
Wednesday.
welcoming group of spiritual seekers
Michelle
who endeavor
Ingram,
to
oh,
live
she
lives
did.
of
Oh, so what are we doing? What was
simplicity,
that?
integrity,
Oh, let me say goodbye. That's right.
equality for all people,
Oh, that was
stewardship.
exhilarating for me, having these people here. I don't know what's going to happen, but thanks, Daniel. Thanks, everybody. And I'll next week I'm going to be at the festival. So in 2 weeks I'll see you. Thank you so much. Actually, no, Timothy LaRock, and they're going to be in during the week. So I'll bring those to you. That's enough. All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Mike.